Outer Orange.
Oh, welcome back. It is officially summertime. So enjoy the heat and the pool sessions. Let's go ahead and go through the set 8 future decks that are about to come out. We got a lot to cover here because a lot has made set 8 way more interesting and more fun. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Guys, it's my favorite website, Dexander. If you have other favorite websites, obviously VG Paradox, you can check out that as well. So we have a lot of set 8 stuff coming out for Vanguard. It's actually dropping literally this upcoming Friday. We just had the sneak peek, and this is a very strong set. We are missing some stuff, like we don't have this Estacion deck and all the other stuff, but because of that, we actually have decks that are really good or extra good. A good example is Blackmire. This deck's insane. Bat is probably still gonna be around. We have the Bob. We have this Lock deck, which a lot of people don't think is that good, but it seems like it's kind of doing decently well. We'll talk about it. It's actually a collab deck, so there's that. And you can kind of see throughout the weeks how this was going. We see here a little bit of Leal was kind of ODM was kind of coming out there, so there's that. But this is sort of what it was looking like in the beginning, and this is sort of what it's starting to look like towards the end of set 8 for Japan. So let's go ahead and go through, start with Dragon Empire, just kind of start going down the path. Now keep in mind, Overlord is a powerful deck now, but it has this promo that we don't have yet, so you guys can look at this, but kind of just keep in the back of your head that this is going to come out for us a little bit later. And by a little bit later, I mean a lot later. Probably gonna get this towards the end of the year, maybe start next year, so don't be too anticipated on this because we're not getting it for a hot minute. Doji currently for us is restricted, but it doesn't mean that it's unplayable. This deck is actually really good going into BOV, so there might be a world where we might actually see this deck still perform. Japan has this card at 2, we have it at 1, but we do have a ban that's coming, might get unrestricted back up to 2, so I have to see sort of how it works. We also have these new Pride Cyclers, so I actually think this deck's actually pretty good. Not the best deck in the world or anything like that, but I do think it's still a powerhouse, so just something to keep on the lookout for. This isn't a bad choice going into BSF season. We also have Shiranui, one of the most popular picks over on English side still to this day. It is crazy how much this deck still does. It's kind of the same now though. It's just literally this one package of just you run Defensing Roar, some kind of Regalis piece, and the rest of the deck with your cyclers. And usually people do or don't run Shenry Clone, just depends on the list. Some run the Shenry, some don't. It just depends. It varies. Some run the Restander, some don't. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. And then so that's Shiranui, and then we have a bunch of Bob. We already know that Bob's insane. Over in JP, this does get restricted down to 1 Vilord. You'll see the restriction here. We still have it at full power. There's still a menace over here, and it's going to continue to be a menace even with some of the new cards coming out. It's still going to be a very, very powerful deck. Now let's go over to Gandiva. Gandiva was actually starting to perform over on JP side. It's actually a really powerful deck. It's just a little bricky if you don't find your PGs in time. I'm actually a Gandiva enjoyer. I absolutely love this deck. I think it's really fun to play. Its only issue is that you really get a bad shield sometimes, and also over on JP side, again, they actually have this card right here at 2. We have it at 1, and this card's pretty insane, but like I said, the grade 3 gets a little heavy. Sometimes your hand's just super fake. We are running the Harvest card. This is basically the card that we play in main phase, like the Eugene card, and anytime something gets retired, you get to draw. Really good card, but the issue again is, you know, just look at all these grade 3s. A third of your deck is just grade 3s, so it can be kind of problematic. Sometimes you just can't find your PGs in time and you lose over it. We got Varga. Varga really performed well on JP for obvious reasons. It's still a board clear. It's still really good, so another deck to consider as you're roaming around and trying to find something to play. Sorry, this was zoomed in. I didn't even realize. There you go. There's the full deck for you guys there. Regilla, a newish kind of contender, so this is running some of the new stuff in here. I don't know if it has everything. It looks like it actually does. This might be the full. Now this was like early on. This was like before people started realizing how popular the deck was going to get. So this is like there's like a little bit more that got added that made this deck even better, I would say. And then it gets really popular going into like the later at the end of set 8, where I don't think we're going to have everything for this set because I think we need to boost the festival booster, but it is coming our way soon. Got Captain Blaze. I'll be honest, not too familiar with this deck, so I'm just gonna leave this for you guys that are enjoying the deck, to leave that for you guys. Got Tree. Somebody did take Tree. This deck's actually a menace. This deck's really good. It's just, you know, you have to find your pieces in time and hope you don't face into super aggro retire matchups. You can run the grade 1 that kind of helps you find it all back, but still it can be a little hard sometimes. Keter is kind of weird at this set. So you got the Hexa Orb. I don't remember if this set gets a new card for her or not. It's possible. So it looks like I think it does. I think there is a new card. I think it might be this. Like it's this or this. It's one of these these two are a little bit newer. It's either running the dog too. Like I said, it's been a second to look at this deck, but hey, it's there. Youthberg did get Exist now, so you can actually play Exist, and I've been seeing a bunch of people kind of change out the deck a little bit. Some are running you're running the more TFL package. I've seen people run the Full Blast in their deck as well, so I've seen kind of a different variations of this deck, and personally haven't really spent too much time in this deck yet. So see here we have the Full Blast engine, so people are trying out different things. Some went full Exist, some went with the Full Blast. It is a very impressive deck, so it can definitely perform. So we're seeing a bunch of different variations of it here as well. So I'll have to see if this deck's actually, you know, worth people's time or not. Some people are really amping it up, so maybe there's something there. Got Raziel. Now Raziel is restricted on the JP side. We actually don't have the restriction yet, so it's still at full power over here. Love and Berry, we're not gonna look at that. And we have a Hound deck here as well, so if you're interested in Hounds, here you go. And then let's go over to Brandt Gate. Brandt Gate has Seraph Snow. Seraph Snow is kind of running rampant over here right now. People really like this deck. Like, it's actually very, very popular over here, so more popular than you would expect. So this is definitely a deck to consider in your options. It is a really powerful deck. You just have to be careful on the matchups you face, like Ava. Ava kind of, like, you know, destroys it. We got Orphis too. Orphis is about to get a new order kind of soon, so this deck is actually gonna get an upgrade and it'll be a lot more powerful once we get that new promo. So be on the lookout for Orphis. I do think it gets significantly better with the order in mind. We don't have it quite yet in set 8, but we are getting it soon. We got Ava. People really like this deck. It's one of the most popular decks as well in the Brandt Gate scheme of things, so another deck to be on the lookout for. It hasn't changed too much, so it's about the same as you've been playing it, but we have that new grade 1 monster promo that you could play in the deck as well. Then we have Velstra. If you're interested in Velstra, this deck barely has really changed it. It's really underperforming right now, and no one's really playing it either. We have a bunch of bats. Bat is like all basically the same, but just how much high roll you want to put into your deck, how many PGs you want, how many heals you want. And also, again, we have this new grade 1 promo. It's actually a really good promo. We officially have it out on the English side as well, so it's very powerful. You know, I saw people basically just run PGs and heals. It's just like, it's just how high roll do you want to go. Now this did get restricted in JP as of July 1st. It gets a really strong restriction on it. We don't have it yet again, so we have quite a different meta from JP now that we're looking further into this, but we should start getting these banners pretty soon. We're a little behind right now. We have Messiah here as well, so if you want to mess around with Messiah is still doing decently well, I would say. Dayusha, a really good going second, going first deck as well, so there's that. And then we have El Padillo. I don't remember if El Padillo got anything new out of this set, actually. Might be this card. I feel like they got something. It's nothing too crazy, nothing like earth-shattering, but I think they get something out of it. And then we actually have Dark States. Now Dark States did get a really big buff this set with the new Blackmire stuff. Now Chaos, I think people are really sleeping on this deck. I actually think this deck's really powerful. I think you need to build it a certain way, but I actually think it's good. This one's running a way heavier Highlander variant, but still. And we're also getting the master set cards, and so we're getting the Regalis pieces, all this stuff. Like, I actually think this deck can shine. I think it's like on par like with some of the higher end decks, because it has access to retire, AOTK, multiple OTK turns, all that kind of stuff. So it's really aggressive. So definitely a deck to be on the lookout for. We got some Harry stuff here, so we've got a Harry deck. It shouldn't look too different. It didn't get too much new stuff, and the looks of it, it does look like a pretty standard list. The list changed from, everyone changes these lists like all the time, which is perfectly fine. It is like a toolbox-ish deck, so this is normal. You see some lists are running different things, but for the most part, it's about the same. For Jewel, now we do have the new master deck set that's coming out for us as well, so this is running the new restander. It makes the deck a lot better. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I have all my stuff and I just need to update it with the new grade 2, so I have to see how it performs with the new grade 2 and the new master set stuff coming in mind. Next we have Endrold. Now Endrold, oh, they covered their deck, but that's not fun. That deck is so like low-key that you would think. So here's another Endrold deck. Now we are getting new cards for this. We're getting this promo, which is should be, it's already out for English. We're also getting a new grade 1 and a new grade 2, I believe. I don't think this list is, I think it's a grade 2 is in here. I don't think they're running the grade 1 from the looks of it. Anyway, long story short, this deck does get a lot better now with the new stuff. I think with Raziel getting restricted, this deck is very viable. I think without the restriction, you definitely don't want to face Raziel. You will just basically deck after them or lose momentum. They're just faster and they draw a better hand than you do, and you'll just lose because of that. But otherwise, this deck's actually pretty bonkers. It's a really good deck. It's extremely tanky, definitely a really good off meta pick. I really like this deck personally. I'm a little biased because I do really like this deck, but I do see a lot of strength behind it as well. I think now with the new promo, being able to unbrick your engine in case you happen to be breaking or don't find pieces in time, it lets you dig for deeper, makes better numbers now, you have better recycling tools. There's just so much more going on with this deck now. It's so great. I'm actually really excited about this one. Next we have Blackmire. Now this is definitely the powerhouse of this set. This deck is absolutely, in my opinion, I think this deck's insane. I think the only thing holding it back is the fact that you don't have a countercharger aside from running a Regala's piece. This deck is a menace. I've been actually testing this deck, and this deck is so strong. I'm gonna keep saying that over and over again, but it's one of those decks where I can't explain exactly word for word why it's strong, because it's one of those decks where you have to pilot it correctly to fully understand its capabilities. But basically, it having access to board clear, a really strong OTK, ways to replenish its board without losing to retire. It has way better pop-offs now. The extra 5k on top of the persona is way more powerful. The fact that you can double down on the binding, if your opponent just gives you a full board, you could punish them so much harder now for it. There's just so much more this deck's doing now. It's not even funny. Now, it has a little bit of weaknesses here and there. Like I said, counterblast is a really big issue for this deck, but overall I do think this deck's really strong. Like I said, it could be maybe I'm coping or something like that. I don't think I am. I have definitely been testing this deck. I definitely see its strengths. It's a very annoying deck to face. It's more annoying this set. The fact that you lose your pieces permanently for the game, I think it's a very, very powerful. And like I said, this deck has a lot of stuff going for it. Definitely a monster of a deck. So be on the lookout. This is, and it's obvious that it's very popular as well. You can definitely see from the results. It's definitely a very picked deck. So be on the lookout. You're definitely gonna be seeing this in BSFs, especially once we actually start getting results for it. This is one of the hardest decks that you'll probably have to fight into. I will say if you play something like Rose or something that can kind of deal with some kind of guard, some way to a guard that isn't during that isn't during from your hand, it might be a little bit better, but still a very hard deck, because in case even if you have the hostage package, they can still clear it. So it's still really hard. So be on the lookout. This deck is not a joke. This is definitely not a joke of a deck. It's very strong. We have Odium. My friend actually just topped with Odium literally yesterday, so that's really exciting. So I'm really happy for him. I didn't even think he was gonna take Odium. I thought he was gonna take something else. That was also really cool to see. Deck shouldn't be changing too much. It's still about the same. It's very strong going first, a little bit weaker going second. Really good choice. Stoicheia got a couple of updates. We have a new Magnolia now, and you can play a Mask engine along with the Magnolia engine to have like the retire aspect, the going second aspect. I actually think this deck has some fuel. Nothing insane, but I do think it has some fuel. We have this new grade 1 that is really good in Leonore. I also think in here it's getawayable. I do think Leonore is better because she plays better with grade 1s. Whereas this deck likes to play with grade 2s more. But I definitely think there's some sauce with Magnolia. I think you can make it work, and I think it won't be that bad, to be honest. I think the effect of being able to clear your opponent's board is very powerful before you start attacking. You have a lot of numbers. I really think that some of the countercharging kind of holds it back a little bit. Not the best at countercharging. Also, if your opponent touches your board, it's a little rough. I do recommend the latter if you're gonna play this deck. You really don't want your board touched. You want to touch as least as possible. But there's definitely some segue here. I actually think this deck's capable of some stuff. I think it's better than going the regular vanilla route, in my opinion. So just be on the lookout. I actually think there's some sauce here. I'm gonna be testing myself. I have a really good feeling about this deck, my personal opinion. Could be wrong, but I actually have a good feeling about it. Here's another list if you're curious. A little bit different. Some are running the grade 4, grade 1 higher packages. I agree. I think the grade 1 is really strong. Kind of sucks because you want grade 2s, but still, I think this deck's peak. not the strongest deck in the format by all means, but I do think the full board clear is like kind of nuts. Like I said, this is the regular build. So I showed you guys the mask. This is just the regular version. So if you don't look out for this deck, it might catch you off guard. Here's Maelstrom. So if you're somehow still playing Maelstrom in the year of 2025 specifically, past June, I'm sorry. This deck's good, but it's definitely getting power crept right now like crazy. It's like at the power creep like instantly went up. It's crazy how easily that deck got power crept. Anyway, we also have Leonore. Leonore has been innovating towards this grade 1 package with the order package, and basically just run this new grade 1 order, and then you run the new grade 1. They're not running it in here, but I bet there's gonna be like one list out there that should have it. Also, there is a Mask Magnolia that you can run now as well that also works really well. This one's running more of the pure engine, and that's okay. Here's the Trumpet Girl again, the one that lets you draw extra cards and all that kind of fun stuff. So we got the Cyclers now. So anyway, we got more access just to ways to be able to get through our hand a little bit better, so we're not instantly losing to our hand being like a 3-card hand. So really exciting stuff. It also makes us get away with this engine now, and you'll also notice that some people are running now the Ranker chain again, so this is also something to keep on the lookout for. But I think Weird One's also going to be a very powerful deck moving forward. So definitely be on the lookout for this. I'm not seeing any mask decks, but there is actually a mask version of this as well that you can run, where you go going second, and you basically just shotgun going second and just try to kill your opponent before they get a chance to replay the game. And then there's Night Rose. I think Night Rose is going to be a contender still. think it's very powerful for us, especially since we're missing some certain stuff. And I think this is a very pilot heavy driven deck, very hard to play, but yeah, really exciting. Still really good deck. We have Lascaria. I have no idea what's going on. I do know she gets a new card. It's right here, so it's great too. And I don't know, I'm not too sure if it's really worth playing right now. I think it's still a little weak. It's one of those decks where it like trips people that don't know how to play into it, and the people that do know how to play into it just kind of play around it. So it's not that bad. And then we have Love Address. Now, Love Address, they kind of fall off in popularity, but it's still a really, really powerful deck. Be on the lookout for this. It's still really strong. It's restricted in JP. We don't have it, and even with the restriction, the deck is still really insane. So be on the lookout. It's the same thing it's always been. It just does what it does really well. So be on the lookout for Love Address. We have Calliopeia. Right, this is the Siren deck right here. So if you're interested in the Sirens, there it is. And next we have the Estacion. Now we don't have this yet, but you know, here's at least a deck list for future. We're getting it a little bit later towards the summer, so it'll come out, just not right now. We're just gonna get it a little bit later. So there's this one. And then we have Lyrical Monasterio. Lyrical Monasterio got a new Kyrie. So we have a brand new Kyrie, and you could play the grade 4 version. You could play the grade 3 version. Up to you which variant you want to go for. I personally still prefer the grade 4 version, but there's nothing wrong with playing the grade 3 version as well. The grade 3 version just basically just doesn't run the grade 4 package. You just run other cards instead. It gives you more flexibility in what you want to run. The grade 4 version is a little bit more restricted. You have to kind of run very specific engines to kind of get to your grade 4, like the Yasmin, stuff like that. You can also just run a regular variant of the grade 3 and just play it this way, and that'll be perfectly fine as well. So be on the lookout. This deck's really good as well, and it definitely showed a lot of popularity going into the set. So your whole board goes back to your hand, so you don't have to worry about weird retire matchups or any of that stuff. I do think it's not like insane. I just think it's definitely better than what it used to be. So there's that. And then after that, we have some Flame G. So Flame G got a brand new drummer, makes the deck a lot more consistent. It's already a consistent engine, a crazy consistent. Now it's even more consistent on top of everything else. We also have, of course, on the new grade 2 as well. That also really helps. The main thing is definitely this new grade 1. It makes the deck just more, just literally play better than it already has. It's a very aggressive deck, probably one of the fastest decks in the format right now, aside from maybe Heroes. Heroes might be a little bit faster. There might be, maybe Bats might be a little bit faster. This deck's just way more consistent at what it does. The other decks are a little bit less consistent. Sometimes they don't have as a great hand. This deck definitely suffers from hand. Sometimes your hand is just really bad and you just lose to that. So be on the lookout for that. But otherwise, this is a really fun deck to play. I'm definitely gonna be making a bunch of videos about this deck. It's one of my favorites still. Made a bunch of videos before. We're gonna make a bunch of videos now. We got a new drummer, so we got a new person in the band. So we gotta talk about it. I see a Pacifica. I'm very surprised to see Pacifica. I generally don't think this deck is doing too well. I think the tier 1 gap is like way too big for it right now. I think with some ban lists and stuff like that, there might be some kind of shifts. I am seeing they're running a new grade 1 in here, so maybe there's some kind of sauce that makes this deck work. I do think this deck currently is just not, it just doesn't have a win con. I think that's its biggest issue, but we'll see. Maybe there'll be a future for it. We got a Wisafel. Wisafel has the new High 5, so High 5 obviously makes this deck just a menace now, just way better. As you can see here, the High 5's right here. Running Chalice as a little bit of a backup engine. Still running a little bit of the package, and there's a bunch of like Lyrical Cup lists for this as well, so if you need a list, it's there. The only thing that sucks about this deck is in Lyrical Cup, it's really just a whoever opens better type of thing, and that's really you really don't have a way to outthink your opponent, and that kind of sucks. But in a normal stance, like a normal like open, you know, not Lyrical Cup, it's okay. Like this deck's pretty okay. It's not the best deck, but it's not bad either, and the High 5 definitely makes it better. We got Artasaria, so we do have the new card coming out for Artasaria, which is this new grade 2 right here. And this new grade 2 basically gets us another army token, which basically just lets you have a better board. You can also guard with her, and you can pay the cost by retiring 2 of your Knight Shadow soldiers to get a chunky shield for each retired unit. So basically she has a little bit more of a safety gap now. Also, this card's really pretty, low-key. I mean, long story short, you have a better way to get your Shadow Army tokens out, and you also have a better way to guard. So this is probably gonna be a card. This is definitely a staple card in Artasaria, and it's gonna just be added to the deck, and it's just gonna be generics plus this card now, basically, depending on how you want to build it. I personally build my deck a little bit differently. I don't really fancy this card too much. I've been perfectly fine without this card personally, but people seem to really like it. I'm just not a big fan. Maybe it's just how I play the deck. I'm not really too sure. But anyway, here's another list. And this list also runs the grade 2, and also probably runs the new grade 2. There she is. So yeah, there's that. And then I see if we have anything else. We should have that Fang Dream deck, and this one right here. Now I don't know what this does, and we're actually not going to get this. We're actually going to get Morphonica instead, but I'm just going to throw at least one list at your face because we are going to get this kind of soon. I'm actually looking forward to this. This actually looks like a really fun deck to play. This is something that I would be playing if it was out right now. I'd probably be considering this because like I said, I personally think this deck's good, but maybe I'm wrong. We're also getting Morphonica. Now Morphonica is coming out. We are getting this. We're getting the new Morphonica, the blue Morphonica, bluer, even more blue than it was already. So this deck is actually kind of like, it's an interesting deck. It kind of plays around this engine of like be going around what your opponent's trying to do. You have like resist too on like your dudes so people can retire them, and you kind of just play around like moving the attack of like whenever Vanguard's being attacked to something else. So it's a really cool, like interesting gimmick that this deck does, and I actually think there is some sauce behind this deck, and I'm really looking forward to playing this because it is coming and it's really pretty too. These cards are gorgeous in real life, so stay tuned for that. It's really exciting. So yeah, I just want to give you guys a little heads up. I don't remember off the top of my head what every single card does, but you basically get your butt of Vanguard restand, you get the new dudes and all this stuff. It's just really fun. So I'm really excited for this one personally. One of the few collabs that I'm actually really looking forward to. So yeah, and then that should be it. We got no Vispo, no Korokoro. Surprisingly enough, no Korokoro is like really popular over here, like popular in terms of like people are actually playing it. Like I'm definitely hearing more people talk about Korokoro, maybe because I've been asking, maybe because I've been asking about what people are building. I don't know, but it's a really fun set. I like Korokoro. Anyways, that's basically it. So that's everything. But that, guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope you guys liked all this. Hope this information was informative. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. We're trying to get to that 5K and well above and beyond. I really want to go as far as I can. I've really been pushing content a lot. I really just want to keep going, and I appreciate all the support. I'm trying to build a really wonderful community. Kind of miss you guys like a lot, so there's that. And then, guys, 50cards.shop, code orange if you need anything I discussed is on his website to pre-order or to get. If you're interested in other card games such as Shadowverse or Pokemon or Vice or anything else, he also has all of those. Code orange, save yourself some money or that. And then also if you need supplies, BCWSUPPLIES or just tend to save yourself some money there. And then, guys, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.